If you don't like this movie, blame Edgar Allan Poe. We saw Sinbad of the Seven Seas, so you know what that means.
Show with Nick Crow and take a boat speed to hitting cruise control. J-Man, Big Paul, and the beautiful June. Gonna take you from the groove all the way to the room. Renegade the street fighter, help to blow off steam. Just a sucker punch the odd life for Timothy Green. Sharp needle, the birdemic, how we staying alive. They call me the badass and he's on the line. Cranking 88 minutes cause they cool as ice. Cause the bad Jim Barney looking kinda nice. All in June getting literal, Jason is getting laid. June is making sure all the monkey shots getting paid. They're just a bunch of movies while they're making the grade. Here's a real question for you, how did this get made?
Hello, people of Earth! Hello, people of Boise! All right, we are live at the Treefort Music Festival to talk about a little film called Sinbad of the Seven Seas, which shockingly came out in 1989. 1989! 1 year before 1990. Just want you to pull that all together. I'm out of breath. I'm trying to break out of that cage. I got a lot more respect for Lou Ferrigno. IMDb describes this movie as Sinbad and his shipmates and a young prince must battle an evil wizard to gain a hand of a beautiful princess. Kinda. I don't know. Doesn't feel exactly like it's catching it. Kind of seems like Sinbad goes on an adventure, he cuts to get some jewels, and sometimes plots are just completely dropped. Like, mentioning the prince is offensive to me. Because I rewatched the end of this movie 4 times just to make sure I didn't miss that the prince is not there. The prince ceases to exist. Oh, by the way, if you've not watched this movie, it's completely ADR'd, which means that no dialogue was recorded on set. A little child is voiced by what I would say is a 30-year-old woman. And just in case you're wondering, we'll get into this in a little bit later, this is not based on any Edgar Allan Poe story that we can find. I mean, yes, he wrote a story, but this is not based on that. Tagline is, he must conquer evil on land and at sea. Okay, again, not too exciting of a tagline. There is no box office. There is no domestic gross. This came straight to DVD, videotape, whatever it was, thrown out with the trash at one point, and we are lucky enough to get it. Now, we are going to break down this movie, every beat of it, and there are a lot of beats. But first, let me welcome my co-host. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Jason Mantzoukas.
What's up, jerks? Let's go! Let's go, Boise! There's a boat outside we're all going to see! It's happening! Oh, I'm out of breath now.
I am too. I don't know what it is.
What altitude are we
I
at?
thought that was just a Denver thing.
I don't
now
like
I'm
it.
Equally out of breath for doing nothing. I'm like, what's happening? Am I going to die on this tour?
Wow. Look at us.
Look at us.
Brand new city. Boise, baby. I believe the only city on this tour we have never been to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So you better fucking bring it, Boise. You better fucking bring it.
So many people say no one comes to Boise. And we said, we will come to Boise.
We will come, Boise. By the way, love these doppelgangers.
Oh, they're amazing. We got them to stand up.
Home run doppelgangers.
Well, hold on. The doppelgangers were great, but watch this. Jafar, are you still here?
Whoa! Oh, wow.
And Jason,
here's my only note. the guy overacted more. You could have overacted.
So, Jason.
Paul.
Has this movie ever come across your...
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Never once, right? But this bears such a striking resemblance to a movie I saw as a child, which was Lou Ferrigno playing Hercules.
Yes.
It's the movie where he throws a bear into space and it becomes the star constellation Ursa Major.
Which, didn't we do that on this show?
Did we?
Yes.
We did?
Yes.
Okay, then I must have told this story about seeing it as a child then.
We'll tell it again.
I don't care. I saw it as a child. We all walked out. So I did have a moment at the beginning where I was like, hang on, wait a minute. And then I was like, oh, whoa. This is a full-on other Lou Ferrigno, crazo. And the fact that you just said that the Edgar Allan Poe at the beginning was a lie is blowing my mind.
Well, not a lie, but it's not...
It's fiction.
Well, it is...
Edgar Allan Poe never existed.
True.
That's what you said, and all the stories written
Look it up.
All the stories written by him were written by Marlowe.
That's exactly right.
Oh, not a big Marlowe audience. Interesting, Boise, for a city that on its library has an exclamation point. That's right, library.
Yeah, we'll get into the Edgar Allan Poe of it all in a second, but before we do, let's bring out our very special co-host, a person who has been subjected to so many abs and so many pecs on this tour, and I would
argue we should maybe rename this tour the Beefcake Tour.
I mean, it is shaping up to be that. Please welcome Jessica St. Clair. Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Jessica.
Cuties.
Jessica.
Yes.
Is this your first time seeing a Lou Ferrigno film?
So, Lou Ferrigno was briefly my neighbor.
Whoa!
He lived on my block. He had 4 tiny dogs. Which he walked.
What era, like what general, how like somewhat recently?
Yeah, like 10 years ago.
Wow.
9 years ago.
Oh, that's great.
Anyway, so what was confusing to me about this film is this is the type of movie that was like around when my sexual awakening was happening as a young girl.
Yeah.
Which was when?
89.
89?
When is that? So it was, how old was I?
Year before
17?
high school.
No,
before high school.
Yeah,
before
10,
high school.
11.
Yeah.
So Flash Gordon, people tying people up, casting spells, this type of stuff got me
People
going.
tying people up, casting spells. Like these are 2 very different kinks.
It's like a different time.
Yes.
Maybe it's space, maybe it's not, maybe it's the olden days, maybe it's not.
Well, no, movies were hornier.
They
Yes.
were
Movies
hornier.
were hornier. Kids these days, they don't know how to be horny because
Exactly.
the movies aren't telling them.
That's right.
We're not
Like
getting
this.
enough. We're not getting enough horny movies. I mean, there is a
That's right.
whole level or a whole genre of movies where it was just like sex crimes,
Oh,
right? It
yeah.
was just like that's it. It was
Yeah.
like she fucks him and kills him.
Silk stockings,
Yeah.
And
Okay,
we
now
had
wait
to
a minute.
find it.
That's Skinamax.
Okay. But we had to find these things
Oh, yeah, in the woods.
on basic cable. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We had
do.
to find it on a Saturday at 2.
Now
Anyway,
our sex symbol is Mr. Beast.
what the fuck is Mr. Beast?
St. Clair just said, who's Mr.
Who's
Beast?
Mr. Beast?
That's mind-blowing, because even I know who Mr. Beast is, and I'm a fucking idiot.
Who's Mr. Beast?
Mr. Beast is, well, he's got a big reality show on
He's an
Amazon.
enormous YouTube personality who does, like, stunty things. Like, if you can stand in one place for 46 days, I'll
What's
give you...
sexy about that?
I'll give you $5 million.
Nothing.
No, but my joke is that he's not sexy.
Okay, well, if you have to explain your joke, it's not funny.
Well,
St. Clair.
it was based on that you would know who he was.
Halfway through the tour, St. Clair doesn't give a fuck. Also, St. Clair shows up to shows having not talked to anyone all day. And then it's straight nuts.
I know. And I like to go up to everyone's spouses like, anybody fight today? Because I'm all alone. I'm like, yeah, it sounds really annoying. Fight more. Anyway.
Now-
So what I was saying is when I saw this film, to be honest, my like deep in my loins, there was a stirring.
Wow.
Well,
Well, this is a horny movie.
It's a horny movie, and also it's got like a oiled up, jacked, like hairless for you,
Which I love.
I know. I'm reminding
Which
them.
I love. And not the thin waist we saw last night with the Barbarian brothers.
No.
He's pretty proportionate. But at the
Very.
same time, I'm juggling that with watching him walk his elderly pugs. You
Right.
know, so there's a lot of different things
Because
going
he's still
on.
a big guy. Like he didn't lose the muscle.
No, he didn't.
Would you-
He's a wonderful husband and spouse. I used to stare in at them while they were eating dinner. Think like, how does he sit in those tiny chairs?
Would you say hello? Was
Just
there
a little smile, little
neighborhood-
Mona Lisa smile.
What do you mean?
Just like a little, I see you. So
You really
anyway,
now what happens if one day he comes knocking at your door? This is older Lou Ferrigno, wants to borrow something, maybe some protein or whey. and
A cup of whey.
a cup of
please.
whey powder.
Can I have a cup of whey?
you've just gotten out of the shower, no one else is home.
Oh,
Do you invite Lou in? Do you invite Lou into your house?
I'd give Lou a roll in the hay for sure.
Wow.
I would.
There it is.
I have to tell you, I kind of enjoyed the film.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, no, I
don't
will-
know why.
I'll say this once again, and I'm so grateful. This tour has been very enjoyable movies, with the exception of Craven, that are not too long.
Right.
This went down smooth.
It went down
right?
smooth.
And I
you
love-
could do your makeup while you're watching it.
Yep,
you
we
could
all
put
did.
in hot rollers, while you're watching it. But yeah, so anyway, I that's it, a lot of conflicting feelings, but it's bringing back something, very primal in me.
Well, it's so glad then that you were able to watch it alone in a hotel room.
Now,
Is that why you got kicked out of that hotel?
Now, I just want to talk about the Edgar Allan Poe of it all. Let's pull up one of these stills here. We can pull up still one.
Okay.
This is the title screen that we see.
Did anybody else feel like Edgar Allan Poe has Jason's eyes? Show me. Show them. Show them. Look out with your weird eyes. Look out. Does anybody see that resemblance? Am I right?
Or would you call them sexy eyes?
Nope. Creep eyes. Creep eyes.
Hunky eyes?
Creep eyes.
Now, I will say when the Edgar Allan Poe picture arrived, I was like, oh, maybe this is the production company, like Poe Productions. It's like, oh, no, okay, we're getting a little history about Edgar Allan Poe. Don't know how this connects to Sinbad at all. And then we get to slide 2. We're learning a little bit about him. We're seeing that, he is the inventor of, various literary trends like thrillers and science fiction. And we get to slide 3 here, which, kind of sets up that he wrote this book, The 1002nd Tale of, and this is the word I will not be able to. Scheherazade. Now, here's the thing. No similarity can be found between the plot of that tale and this story. If anything,
Is it a Sinbad story, though? Is the title the same?
it says no similarity can
wow.
be found between its plot and the story. It says it does borrow many elements from the 1940 film The Thief of Baghdad.
Okay.
So I feel like they
Maybe-
stole from something else, but they kind of put you off the path.
Yeah, or maybe they were trying to legitimize it to say this is a family film and not the jerk-off fest that it obviously is for
But
preteen
wait a second.
girls.
I don't think
in
that
the
Edgar
80s.
Allan Poe screams family film.
Well, I felt like
history.
this was an effort to make this movie feel like it had more gravitas or more weight.
Yes.
That it's like, oh, this isn't just a beefcake Sinbad movie with like cheesy nonsense.
Right.
This is based on an Edgar Allan Poe story, which, check your records, is pretty important.
Now-
and then it's like, no, this is Lou Ferrigno doing absolute, like, knocking down like dozens of bad guys, holding as a weapon one of the bad guys.
Yeah!
Which we need more of in our movies. More horny people and more bad
Yes!
guys as
Yes!
weapons.
Yes!
Now, I want to cut to slide 5 here because this is where I knew we were off the rails. And this is it. That's how they end the opening crawl. It's
Even
like,
Edgar Allan Poe doesn't look happy to be here.
I've never seen
He's
something
like-
that's like, this is based on a true story.
that's it.
And here it is,
That's
you
it.
motherfucker. Enjoy it. Like, they serve it like that. This has an energy to it.
If I was the Edgar Allan Poe estate, I would sue Canon Films. Please don't, though. We love Canon.
We love
When I saw
Canon.
that this was a Canon movie, I was like, oh, thank God.
Well, I knew it was a Canon
We're back.
movie when I saw, let's just cut to clip number 1 here, the ADR in the film. Here,
Wow.
take a look at.
Wow.
Now, if you're listening, just know that these voices do not match. This is clip number 1, and you'll just get a little taste of the voices in this movie. Starts off Princess Bride style.
Yeah.
Mom
All right,
telling a
sweetie.
daughter story.
I'll read you a story. It's a very strange story, but you'll have to promise me you'll go to sleep afterwards.
I promise.
I hope you like it.
promise.
It's
Mommy, what happens to Sinbad? Mommy, I promise, Mommy.
Mother, I
definitely
promise. I'm a
I mean,
girl, and
this is basically the voice used in The Exorcist.
Yes.
I am so disturbed by this little girl's room. First of all, it looks like she's living in a dorm. Some sheet is just put up on
Yeah.
the wall, a blue sheet. And I don't know if we could rewind it, but if there is also a headshot, which is clearly the daughter's headshot.
Oh.
Okay.
Like when they cast her.
Yeah, and they're
And
like-
you're like, oh, well, people won't know it's a headshot. They'll just think it's a picture.
Right. Her own headshot adorns her bed. That is a weird choice.
Well-
this movie is, I will say this, there isn't a single normal choice in the movie.
No.
This movie is wall-to-wall weird choices.
But that's why I think it's great.
Absolutely, fully
because
agree.
there's not even one normal. Nobody's
Nope.
trying to have a normal scene.
No.
This is an insane, it's an hour and a half long bedtime story.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Where the
It's
mom...
1:30 a.m. by
it's
the
so
time
much
they're
later.
done.
It like sunrise has happened.
She's just like,
And there
her
are...
eyes are bleeding. Like, what happens next? When
Like-
do I get to sleep?
Clearly, the director saw Princess Bride and was like, I got it, but wouldn't it be more interesting if the narration never stopped?
Wait, so
And the mom goes off track multiple times. Like, well, Mommy, what's going on? And she's like, well, I think that he just felt that he wasn't into that. And she was probably like, I don't know. She's just riffing.
Oh, the
like
daughter,
she's not reading.
The daughter at a certain point should absolutely have been like, this story has narrative problems.
Yeah.
This has
Act 2,
Act
Act
3
3
problems.
problems. Yeah.
I don't understand. What's the all hope is lost moment?
Yeah.
What
sure.
I mean, the daughter, I was confused when I had to write down all the names. It's like, we have the Viking, we have Poochie, we
Oh,
have
boy.
Sinbad, we have
Guys,
the bald cook.
The bald cook and Poochie, let's be honest, are useless.
And why? The bald cook looks like he's got a couple guns on him. He could do something.
They-
He
The
hides
bald
all the time.
cook,
He just hides.
the bald cook, at the only time in the movie where they eat, the Poochie comes out like, I made dinner.
I
Well,
know.
why wasn't the bald cook making dinner?
Is Poochie from The Simpsons?
Poochie is the dog, the cool dog from The Simpsons.
Okay, cool. Got it. Just making sure.
Yeah, and when Poochie P, I believe, and when Poochie does find my favorite part of the movie where Poochie does overhear Jafar talking to a mirror, which is not possessed. He's just talking into a mirror.
Sure.
He's not having any larger conversation.
No.
We watch the scene. Poochie hears him, then goes out and then repeats it. And then there's also voiceovers like, this is the plot. We're underlining this is what's going on. Don't be confused.
Well, and I appreciate that because then we go on some tangents and
Wow.
some sidestepping.
Well, the whole movie is just a series of quests, right? It's a vignette. It's like he's at the beginning of the movie. Jafar scatters. Also, we don't even start the quest for like so long.
No.
You know, I was like, so anyway, Jafar sends all these gems all over the place, and so now they've got to go and recollect the gems and bring them back, blah, blah, blah. So that's the whole movie. They just go on one thing after another, and they always fight him. Some sort of a guy in a big rubber suit who's either supposed to be rocks or slime or...
It's
but
the same actor,
same
for
suit.
sure.
Same
But
suit every time.
The movie is going at a clip until they get to the island of the dead, and then it's like, you know what? Let's chill out here for an hour.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Every other quest, 5-10 minutes.
Let me ask you this, because the Island of the Dead made me think of it, what I wish we had cut back to the mom telling the story right as he shoves his hand into the King of the Dead's chest,
Oh, yeah.
pulls out his heart, which has his face on it.
Yep.
Like, What's the story she's telling the little girl?
Squeezes it.
Yes.
Green goo comes out of it.
Yes. And Sinbad punched straight through his chest. Like, the daughter would be like, what?
Yeah, like
Don't worry, daughter. His heart was in the shape of his own face, but that's the way the Legion of Death have their own hearts, like mini-me's. Austin Powers, I read the script. It's coming out soon.
Does my heart have a face, Mommy?
Why
What
would
does
your
my
heart-
heart's face look
Why
like?
would your heart have your own face? I mean,
Yes.
no, I say that as someone who was one of the actors in a movie called Meet Dave, where Eddie Murphy was the captain of a spaceship that looked like Eddie Murphy.
that
Now,
makes sense to me.
Makes some sense.
That does. Was anybody disturbed by how much Jafar and the king, the whatever his name is, look like the Aladdin characters?
Yes.
Did they
are.
rip him off?
No, these are all characters that are in one.
No, but they look exactly like the drawings.
Yes.
Right, but the drawings
One
are...
step ahead of
So
the
you-
headline.
okay.
Yes.
So you think Aladdin ripped this movie off?
I'm really concerned. Is anyone else concerned? They look exactly the same.
I feel like there's when you go out there, I feel like some smart person, maybe there's a librarian in the audience, is going to explain what's going on.
Wait, you mean
here.
a librarian?
Yeah.
Library?
There's always a librarian in the audience.
The building
All right, anyway,
was
I
so
think that's
massive.
very disturbing.
No, you were right. It definitely reminded me very much of Aladdin because I think it does steal from the story that Aladdin was based on. Now, you do bring up Jafar, which is by far the best performance.
By Jafar?
By Jafar,
Yes.
the best performance.
Jafar, in a way, the best performance.
Jafar brings it and is only knocked off his perch for, and we'll talk about her in a little bit, by Sukra.
Sukra? Okay, now, so this is interesting because we've talked extensively about how the movie is all ADR, which
Yes.
is additional recording, dialogue recording, which is recorded after. So in almost every scene in this movie, they are not capturing sound on set, right?
Which is a normal thing for Italian productions.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Like all the spaghetti westerns are dubbed, everything's dubbed, except for these scenes in the on set.
Yes.
So Sukra and Jafar are talking. Those are their voices, and those scenes, as a result, are incredible.
I mean,
Because Sukra's like, "What's up? I'm Sukra. I'm here. Let's do this."
Yeah.
Sukra walked out of like Gold's Gym on Venice
Yes.
Beach into...
I was like,
Glamorous ladies of wrestling.
I was like, "Fuck
Yes.
yes!
Vibes.
There's a Red Sonja here. Let's fucking do this."
I'm coming for him. I'll get him. And I was so excited to see Sukra's fight.
Never happens.
Never.
I know.
Heartbroken.
She literally, the movie says, she's like, I want to fight him.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Would've loved to see it.
Don't ever
Culture
see it.
wasn't ready for it.
Well, also,
They weren't ready for a woman to fight.
Sinbad doesn't even fight Jafar.
They weren't.
Yeah.
Sinbad,
Sinbad
like,
fights himself. I thought at one point, I was like, maybe I missed Jafar turning Sukra into Sinbad.
No.
But no, he just turns air into Sinbad because he could have also turned himself
Like, wouldn't it
into
have been
Sinbad.
great if when Sinbad shows up, Jafar is first like, Sukra, get him. So we
Yeah.
get a big battle scene. That would have been a big fight scene.
Yeah.
I loved Sukra. I loved Jafar. Everybody is, I think, incredible in this, with the possible exception of what's going on with Viking Warrior. What's this guy's deal?
Well, I
he
don't even-
does not talk, full stop.
Yeah. He has a few lines, and his accent is all over the place.
And he is constantly getting his ass kicked.
Well,
I
how
feel like.
old is he?
He's the warrior.
Is he old?
Oh, I think he's old.
I think he might be older
Well,
than the rest
here's
of
my
them.
thought. My thought is this. They're coming back from an exciting journey. We don't know what that journey was.
Yeah.
And he's like, finally, take some time off.
Some R&R.
Yeah, and he's like, I got to go back.
Some weight
And-
off the joints.
And I feel like he just is, you're seeing him suffer from like, it's like almost when basketball players play like a back-to-back.
Yeah.
It's like he's playing a little tired. I feel
Yeah.
like he's definitely carrying that energy
the
with
only
him.
worthwhile people I feel like on this team are the Chinese soldier of fortune and Sinbad.
Yes.
They are.
And Poochie. And little Poochie.
Poochie's incredible, but Poochie and the bald cook are always like.
Poochie's a rat. We got to get the little rat in there to figure out what's going on.
Poochie's great. I wish they'd used Poochie more, but that's what I couldn't figure out. Like they spend all this time putting the team together, like it's Fellowship of the Ring, and then they're like, okay, there's bad guys. Poochie, Bald Cook, you guys hide in the boat. We're going to go over here and all separate. And then everybody gets either captured or turned into like...
They're always getting captured. They're always getting captured.
They love getting captured.
And
tied up.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
There is a moment early on where they come back to Baskar and they're in their, they're in the castle. They're being held captive. Lou Ferrigno is down in the dungeon. And when this scene happens, when Lou Ferrigno talks to a snake, like...
He's so validating.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
And for that age, at 89, for him to know how to validate another person's experience and to say, I see you, snake.
But
I see you, I understand you're afraid. Those are the things we're supposed to talk to our kids like that.
Isn't it interesting that he would rather validate the snakes than the women in this movie?
Wow. Jason, you are America's hero.
Makes you think.
Why you're still single, nobody knows.
Makes you think.
Nobody knows.
Here's what I will say. I felt like, wow, he really gets these snakes. We should actually watch a clip of that. That's clip 3.
Please.
I need your help. Come here.
He's got a real connection with this snake.
Yeah, he does.
Nervous, huh?
Nervous, huh?
I know where you're coming from.
This is when he'd talk like this if we were on a date.
No, it'd be like right before
People
sex.
hate
Well,
you
to
and all
me,
that.
I felt like he was grooming.
Yeah, he was. You're right.
Because
As far
what
as
he
I'm
winds
concerned,
up doing
it all
is
began with that
hurting the
story of
snakes very badly.
Yes, no snake would
Those
survive
snakes
that.
can't survive. You can't.
When he's tying,
And when
he's
you
tying
want dirty
tails
ones,
like, ugh! I was like,
really
Let's
do.
be clear. Those aren't tails. Snakes don't have tails. They have bodies.
That's their body.
That's the snake's body.
And he's
So
ripping
he's-
it to
It doesn't
shreds.
have a tail.
So he is putting his full body weight on those snakes, and he's talking so sexy to him, and then seemingly leaves those snakes hanging.
I'm
in
sorry,
shreds, in shreds.
You're forgetting an essential part of it. His full body weight.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
These snakes are so dead.
They're so dead.
It is.
But they might be part alive. That's the sad part. You know that, like,
Maybe.
when you cut off, like, it's still alive, the earthworm part of it, and they know that they're gonna die,
Yes.
and they're hung there.
One of the things that I wish that this movie would have done would have been to have like 10% more craziness. Like, let the snakes have voices.
Sure.
Like, he's clearly,
you don't know what I go through. Jafar's always making me bite people.
You know, listen, and they're Italian snakes, so maybe they've got an Italian accent.
Right.
It's like,
Oh,
mamma
boy,
mia.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, pizza
oh, no.
pie.
A Sinbad. Oh, no. Don't tie me in a knot.
It's so weird. I like a pizza and the pasta, and it looks like a spaghetti.
Why is it so high-pitched?
But I really thought
I mean, you
that
went straight to like so high-pitched.
Hey, my God. Oh, it's Luigi.
Mamma mia. Oh, Sinbad.
been a lot of time alone in those hotel rooms.
Oh, yeah.
Where did you guys fall in the punishers?
Oh, that the torturer has clever wordplay for everyone.
He's got your hair.
That's another. Oh yeah, that's another one that I was like, give me more of this guy.
Yes.
Let this guy be like, hey guys, remember I've got a show this Friday night. I'm doing improv with some friends, so this is just kind of what I do.
Oh, the piranha love to eat you because they don't like hair in their teeth.
Yeah.
And I was like, but the man has a full beard, so the joke doesn't
And
really
he
even work.
screams that out.
Yeah.
I have a beard before they lower him in. But I have a beard. I think a lot of these decisions were being made on the day.
Yes.
You know, and people were all, it was like, it wasn't like, oh, the actors and the writers are separate. It's like we're all doing this together, and we're only going to be shooting for 4 hours today because we got to knock off and have that pasta lunch.
And by the way, I keep on cutting back to the girl hearing the story. Like, like, and then another one's thrown into the piranha pit. People get thrown into that piranha
Everyone.
pit. And they don't ever seem to even fight their way out. It's like, I'm dead.
Also, the pit's not that big.
No.
The pit's not big enough for
like a kiddie pool.
for 6 men to be put into.
Yeah.
Also, in this scene, he says he says to the snakes, like, things haven't been good for you since Eve. And I was like, does this story exist
in the biblical...
In a post the Old Testament time? I couldn't figure that out at all.
Yeah.
Well,
there's that religion major of coming
but-
back for you.
But is it also that all snakes are connected? Like, does that snake know the story of Eve? Like, do they share one brain? It's not like, oh, well, yes, I was reading the Bible, and you're right. We really got in a fair shake.
Is that all snakes, like, shared trauma?
Yeah.
Is
that
Generational trauma. Wait, but I thought I can't believe we're spending this much time on the snake scene, but I really thought that he was going to like motivate them to like get up in the palace and fight people.
Right.
It was all to tie a snake rope.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
all that was?
It
That's
was
all
all
it
so
was.
he could tie. Like, that's what I'm saying. He was grooming them to do evil
Fucked
to
up.
them.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
And that's like the opposite of a save the cat moment. That's
Yes.
a kill the snake.
Kill the snake moment, yeah.
Yeah, and then we
Read
don't
my
like
book
him.
about screenwriting, Kill a Snake.
Yeah,
How
kill
to
the-
make 10 movies for $40.
Yeah, and have them be horny as hell.
When they go to that island of...
The island of Pussy?
Yes, the island of Pussy.
Incredible.
I knew something was coming. I was so excited for
it
that.
was.
Yes.
It was.
It was something weirder though than I imagined.
It was-
wanted.
Bro,
Right.
when that woman turned into an old lady, Game of Thrones style, I was like, uh-oh.
No, your first
Yeah.
is when the first woman they see is just doing multiple back handspring through the woods. And
Just
then,
for fun.
And then the other one attacks that man with her crotch.
Yeah.
Lou Ferrigno's girlfriend was
Hot.
very beautiful.
Hot.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And is she the Amazon queen?
Yes.
Yes,
She
the
is
siren.
referred to as a mind vampire.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Now, yes, mind. She is exerting some sort of mind control or something like that. How is it vampiric?
She's sucking away his will.
Is that it? Okay.
Well, because I think
Yeah.
that there is, but this is what I didn't understand. One woman gets one guy by crotch, the other woman gets the other guy by butt dart. Why are they so varied? Like, they just want to hold them there, right?
Yeah.
So why? Like, was that do they all have special skills?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so butt darts are
But,
Honestly,
Prince
the-
Ali gets the butt dart.
right.
The
you know.
scene that I wanted to see was them all fucking them to death or something like that.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
honestly,
yes,
that's
yes.
where... And we were even on the boat setting up, and bring the ointment.
Yes.
And I'm like, for your
Lot of
penis.
weird
like,
lotions.
I'm like, yeah, there's
St.
lotions
Clair's like,
coming.
pause, and
Pause.
good idea. I'll
Good
get
idea.
the ointment.
So many ointments there.
It's so
But
nice
so-
the hotel provides
so-
ointment.
So I feel... So I feel like there were a lot of missed opportunities. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know.
Now, can I just say, I'll ask this question very openly and honestly. That woman, when she turns old, that's a white woman in blackface, right?
Is it?
Yes, it was very disturbing.
Oh,
They
no.
clearly could not find an older black woman. They're like, this will work. And it's
that's
it's
disturbing.
doubly shocking.
There
First,
is-
it's an old woman. You're like, whoa, and then you're like, oh.
No.
There are shockingly offensive images,
offensive.
music cues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's stuff in this movie that is
Confucius say?
truly
Nope.
reprehensible.
This
Nope.
guy is working off of fortune cookie logic.
Yes.
Nope.
Oh, it's nuts.
But I
Wow.
will say that some of the things that Confucius did say were, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Pretty
I've never,
smart. You wrote it down.
Yeah, I did. A lot of plastic to hold down the princess. When she's in that lair,
I
she
think
is
they'd
in.
have that much technology at that
Well,
age.
yeah, that's
in
the
that
thing is,
time.
in Jafar's lair, they have machines, they have tubes, they have lucite, they have plastic.
Lucite.
They have clear lucite. She's in clear lucite, like hand guards. I was like, what's going on? Tubes with like stuff. And then later, multiple people shoot lasers.
And out of the gems.
Multiple people straight shoot lasers.
Yep. Well,
this
sometimes
movie-
out of the gem, but sometimes out of their hands.
Yep.
There's moments in this movie where, are there cameras? Because Lou Ferrigno looks right in the camera, like, all right, Jafar, I'm coming for
Yeah,
you.
fuck you,
Like he's
Jafar.
in The Running Man or something like that.
Jafar is watching them on
Like a primitive iPad.
on the TV.
Well,
he
but
has.
but that's okay. Jafar can be watching them.
No, I agree.
But you can't be watching Jafar. Like there's no other
Well, no, what happens?
shiny surface.
I agree, but what's so fun, and I agree, it's so funny because there'll be action, and then Lou Ferrigno, Sinbad will win, and then it'll be like, yes, Jafar, blah, 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 blah. But they don't then cut to Jafar looking at the screen, seeing Ferrigno yelling at him. So it just is strange.
Connective tissues missing.
Yes, it just feels weird, and you have to be like, why is he doing that? Oh, wait, maybe he thinks, but what if Jafar's just not looking at the thing right now?
Right.
What if Jafar's like got diarrhea? Right? And he's just
right, yeah. It's not like a Ring doorbell where you go back and go, oh, who was? Oh,
Yeah.
Sinbad.
I would love it. I would love it if Sinbad was like, I'm coming for you, Jafar. Get ready. And it cuts to just an empty room. And Sucre's just like, whatever.
By the way, there are so many things that are just out of the world. Like, Sucre's like, did you take your meds this morning, Jafar? You take your
The
meds?
fact that they all have Brooklyn accents is so shocking at first.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they are speaking so modern.
So casually. Like, the girl that Sinbad falls in love with, she's like, yeah, anyway, my dad's kind of crazy. He made a fucking helicopter, and we couldn't get it. Anyway, we're here. That's a souffle.
Oh, you
I
mean
was
her
like,
dad, Salvador Dali? Who speaks like a gibberish language?
I
Like
was like,
Russian
what
gibberish.
kind of terrible clown show have I been admitted to watch this man perform?
But
Crazy.
why does she speak English?
Yeah.
It's only been her and her dad for like, I don't know,
Her
20
dad,
years.
whose name is Nadir, who I believe is like the lowest level. Doesn't that mean the bottom
I
of?
think it does.
Yeah. By the way, when they do fly away on the little, what is it? Like,
Oh, the hot air balloon?
Hot air balloon?
The hot air balloon that Sinbad inflates by blowing into it. I'm pretty sure what comes out of his lungs is not lighter than oxygen, making them able to fly. Right?
I don't know. All I know is that the daughter has a cup of coffee. She's like, well, I'm just going to enjoy this flight. She's drinking out of like she is like getting table service in the little hot air balloon. And then at one point they're like, throw everything overboard that's too heavy. And then you seem to have had tons of bags of sand in there.
Yeah, that
like,
was
just
weird.
Like all they're doing is they're throwing bags of sand overboard.
Now,
Oh, my God.
The other thing I wondered about Sinbad is really he's doing all of this up until he meets that girl, the redhead. He's doing all of this just so the prince can get his dick wet.
Yes.
What's
Yes.
in it for Sinbad?
Just adventure.
Yeah.
Just adventure. I don't think that's enough to hang a story on.
Well,
Really?
I don't.
And I think he's on a quest to retrieve the things so that peace can be brought back to the city.
Because
I guess
they've become
so.
beasts.
But,
Happiness,
but
happiness.
every so often, that prince who looks like an extra from Wham is like, well, what about
Do bands have extras? I don't
Hey,
think. I'll be honest.
I gotta take a piss.
You
Can you play this song for me? Yeah. Get that extra in here.
Guys, who else's mom was obsessed with George Michael and Wham? My mom was so in love with
What's the
with George
reverse
Michael.
of putting my hand down?
I love that you said that thinking everybody would
Right?
agree.
He was. No, everybody loved
Wait,
him.
I love
let's
that
see.
we
There's
now
a
know-
couple hands up.
Oh, yeah?
Did people have moms obsessed with?
You were obsessed. Yeah, we all thought he was straight
Yes,
and
we-
just had like great eyes, great
I-
eyeliner.
My mom liked Simply Red.
Oh,
Whoa.
God. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that
Makes a lot
Simply
of sense.
Red.
Those curls.
Makes a
How
lot
did you
of
feel
sense.
about In Excess?
Oh, well, she took away my In Excess CD
Why?
because it has a song called Suicide Blonde on it.
Oh.
And she thought that if I listened to it, I was going to commit suicide.
Because you were
And-
so blonde.
Yeah.
She's like, you're already blonde. You're halfway there.
My mom was like, I need to listen to this so you don't commit suicide.
Do you see it clearly now? She was like, I'll take this, please. You're telling me this is a brunette version of Simply Red Man?
Something for mommy.
Oh my gosh.
While I'm at it, I'll take this Soundgarden CD.
I did want Sinbad to kiss Sinbad.
Yeah.
It was so eerie because last night, again, we did a movie in Denver. It starred the Barbarian brothers.
Yes.
Two beefcake, muscle-bound, bodybuilding twins. And so that scene was so eerie. I was like, I'm going to have a panic attack on this tour if all I do is see doubled up beefcakes.
Yeah.
So many pecs, so many
There was
abs.
also the beefcake who tries to trap him with the chain.
Oh, yeah.
In the torture chamber. That I was like, this is straight Toms of Finland here. This is in the, and if you don't know what that is, just go and check it out of the library.
No, that was a sensual moment when he was trying to break out of that.
Screaming.
Yeah, they're screaming.
There's a lot of, you must have liked it because there's a lot of people being tied up. Kira is also tied up at one point. And
Love
he
to
has
see
to
it.
rescue her. And I believe that's maybe the green monster that's after him. There's also, it seems to me to be quite a bit of random foam on this set. Like the baddies were having like a foam party or something.
Yeah.
And Sinbad showed up and was like, get ready.
The other thing that's interesting about the Isle of the Dead is how do you know when a already dead person is really dead?
That's a great question.
Right? Because, like, at a certain point, that'd be the last day, crumble. But, like, he's already dead.
Well, also,
isn't that the thing about zombies? You can't kill them.
What you would think is
Well, you
that you would
How?
defeat.
You eat their brains? They eat yours.
Wait,
How do you
not
kill
know-
a zombie? You bite them? What do you do to them?
Wait, you
First
kill
of all,
you think you kill
this
a zombie?
is amazing. Just keep on going.
What do you think?
You said so many
first of
things
all-
so quickly.
First of all, you said you think you kill a zombie by you biting it.
And then you said you eat their brains?
I really don't know.
Honestly, I'd love
How
for
do you kill a zombie?
Give us just a rudimentary.
Shoot it in the face?
Your rudimentary understanding of how zombies work. Go.
Somebody bit them. They became a zombie. They want to eat your brains. They bite you. You become a zombie. How do you kill that zombie, though? You what? You destroy their brain?
Yeah.
So I was right. You eat their brain.
Well, that was the.
No, if
What
you
would
eat
happen
their,
to
their
you?
wait, so
What would happen
so
to
in
you?
order you're
Everybody,
thinking if
always
I'm
biting you, but what happens if you bite
why
a zombie?
is biting the only methodology at play? Why do you think that if you have to destroy their brain, you must ergo bite it?
By the way, also.
Why?
But what I love about this is that if Jess has seen any zombie movies, which now we know that you haven't, that would mean that the big final act would just be a bunch of people with spoons.
It would be so hard to get at their brain, to get through their skulls.
Yeah, it would. But then how do you do it? You blow their head off?
Chop their head
Sure.
off.
Oh, that's
blow their head
easy.
off.
Why are these zombie movies so hard then? Blow their head off.
I would love.
And they move so slow.
Not all the time.
Why?
And not.
Sometimes they're fast.
Why?
And there's,
Danny Boyle invented the fast zombie.
there's thousands and thousands and I'd love to see. I would love to see you try and battle zombies.
Fine. It seems
I might have
pretty
to.
easy.
I'm going to write that movie.
Fine, do it.
Just give me a cookbook and I will fight all the zombies you want.
I would love it. A movie in which a zombie apocalypse happens, you walk out and you think to yourself, I got to start biting these brains.
What happens if you bite a zombie? We're always worried they're going to bite us, but what
You're
if
gonna
you
get
bite
their
it?
blood.
Become a zombie.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Because
Because
it's about the
whatever
blood.
when they bite you and infect you, when you
Yeah.
bite them, you don't think you're getting the same junk?
I don't know. What is it
Yes,
that's actually getting you? Their saliva?
Wow. So much. Let's go out into the crowd.
Please, for the love of God.
Okay, all right, hi. All right, here we go. All right, what do you got here? Stand up for me. Here you go. Okay, great. All right, now you're making your child stand up? Okay.
I own 200 physical copies of the movies you guys have watched.
I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I'm so sorry. I'm not
A lot
you,
of them
sir.
are cheap.
Not you, sir, the child.
Yeah,
so
it's
cute.
please don't call CPS. Yeah. So she enjoys the sleepover. Everything that's directed at her, she's like, why are they doing this?
Twilight is good, but
So you're saying she loves the movies, hates the podcast.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there it is.
Good for her.
Well, lovely to meet you. Nice to meet you both. All right. Who has a question?
She's
Great
All right, here we
adorable.
go.
Great work.
Adorable.
Here we go. All right. What's your name and what's your question?
So my name's Andy. So I was looking on Wikipedia about this, and I'm just going to pull it up to make sure I get it right.
You got it.
The original director was replaced by Enzo G. Castellari.
Yes.
The original director was Luigi Cozzi, who directed The Legend of Hercules, the 1983 one. And they said that...
Sorry, did you just say 83?
Yeah, 83.
Great, thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
this is. I have this. I have some more backup of this. So here we go. Yeah, go. What you got?
So they mentioned that Enzo shot 3 hours of unreleasable footage. And given what we saw, how bad is that unreleasable footage?
Well, I think I can clarify this in a second because I can walk us through the thing. All right, let's see. All right, hi, how are you? What's your name?
I'm Scott.
Okay, and what's your question?
So I saw this movie twice, and so both times when I saw the scene with Sukra and Jafar, I thought this scene would be so much better with Jason and Jessica.
Oh,
Wow.
Bless you.
I agree.
Amazing. Jessica would look amazing in that outfit.
Bless you.
My question is, Paul, you're a handsome guy. Which part in this movie would you like to play?
Well, it's a parent, the bald cook.
You've got more range, Paul. Don't sell yourself short. You've got more
Look,
range.
When I see a good bald part, I'm gonna take it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get that good bald money.
Get them bald bucks, baby.
Yeah, baby.
I'm gonna come over to this guy over there too. All right, who do I got?
Jafar's got a question.
All right, yeah. All right,
Jafar
Jafar.
and
okay.
the doppelgangers
All right,
have
here we
questions.
go. All right, we got to come to the. All right,
It's a gorgeous
Let's
look.
see. All right, here we go. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Paul? So I actually have a couple things. The first one is in my research, I found that in 2015, there was a documentary called Capitan Così, which is an Italian-language, German-made documentary about the making of Sinbad of the Seven Seas and other cozy productions, which was released by Freakorama Productions in 2015. I could not find it. I do not speak Italian or German, so I feel like I couldn't do much with it if I did.
It's nice to know it's there.
Yes!
Did
also,
anybody?
what the fuck?
Was anybody successful in finding this or watching this or anything? I'm curious. No. Okay, got it.
Okay.
And
then
sometimes somebody has.
And then my second thing is, Jason, earlier when you asked if this is set in biblical times, before Kira, Sinbad, and Nadir get into the flying machine, Kira says, Nadir, the famous wizard, he's been a member of the Baghdad fraternity since 82.
Yes. Okay.
What is that?
Yeah.
What is
82? What is the Baghdad fraternity?
That's
What
a
is
great
happening?
question. 1982?
That is all. Thank you.
Probably 1982. She also says that he's making his famous couscous, which is finger-licking good.
Fish couscous.
I'm
Well,
like, whoa, wait a
And then I think at one point,
I don't think we can do finger-licking good for something that's not chicken.
I thought at one point Lou Ferrigno also said, "Dynamite."
Yeah.
He did say, gosh, you're beautiful. I was
Yeah.
like, that's so earnest. I mean, like, come on,
I
Sinbad's
know.
so earnest. Do you think he's a virgin? You think
Yeah.
Sinbad's a virgin?
Yeah,
Boy,
of
he
course.
keeps getting interrupted every time he's about to get some.
You don't think he fucked a snake?
Can you? Can you fuck a snake?
I don't know.
That's a question.
All right,
I don't
we
know.
are.
Let's find out at the library.
All right, what do you got?
It's her birthday. And this
Hi.
is our
Happy
second
birthday!
Happy
Oh my
birthday.
gosh, happy birthday! All right.
Okay. We're hoping for some clarity on the 7 moons. So it says he has 7 moons to find all the gems. Is that 7 days or 7 months? And both is way too long to stay on that plastic table for the princess.
That's true.
Wow, I bought 7 days, like 4 score, like that. Like I was like, but 7
Wait,
moons
you went
would
4
be.
score? Where are you going with 4 score?
Well, like I was like 7 moons. I was like, oh, like I like in my mind, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, 7 moons is like just a week. But
You're right,
the
it's a weird
moons
way to say
might
it.
be a month.
Yeah, I would also say that, but you know.
And they seemed like they were gone for quite some time.
well,
they really did.
When you're traveling by boat, I
Yeah.
mean, it's
So 7
everything
moons.
takes a
She's
long
been
time.
on a table for 7 months. That's
Yeah.
it.
She
That's
would be
tough.
so dead.
Yeah. I mean,
Seriously,
yeah, she is unwell.
without any
I
food
think-
or water.
I do think the movie wants you to think it's 7
Yeah.
days. You know.
So at one point,
Who the fuck are you? No, I'm asking.
Say your
what's
name. Say
what's
your name. Yeah, introduce yourself.
oh, my name is Mark.
Give it up for Mark, everybody.
Yeah, Mark.
I didn't mean to scare you.
Brothers.
Yeah, Bald
I didn't
Brother.
mean to scare you, Mark.
No, at one point, gibberish talking dad, they're like
Yeah.
loading up on the balloon, and he says something. I only saw this movie once, so maybe you guys caught this. But
we only watch it once too. Don't worry.
I barely watched it.
Whatever you're confused by,
I have
you probably
already
will not have
forgotten
a
all of it.
logical explanation.
Basically, he said he speaks his gibberish, and then she translates for Sinbad, and it's something to the effect of, "We're coming for you, Jafar, and we will see to it your name is canceled from the list of accredited magicians."
Yeah.
And it just seems to me like, isn't that a really... is being an accredited magician such a big deal?
What
that
a
would
weak
stop
threat.
Jafar from doing
What
whatever
a
he's
weak
doing.
threat.
Right?
Absolutely. I wrote that down too. What a weak threat to be like,
Yeah.
we're going to come and we're going to have your papers revoked.
Wait. But I have an issue with this, which is, are magicians getting accredited?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, is this even something that they can?
Well,
like, it's like,
sometimes on free range,
we're going to take away your tenure. You won't get good. You will be
It's
fired.
basically, we're taking away your driver's license.
All right, what do we got over here?
Hi, my name is Richard.
Hi, Richard.
I have two questions. So number one, do you think that Nadir was supposed to sound like he was speaking a different language, but they were kind of mocking or parodying? Like there's an Italian singer named Adriano Celentano, who has a song that is pure gibberish.
You want to play it first? Hit that play.
That's the famous gibberish song, isn't it?
It is made to sound like English, but it sounds nothing like English. But it has no English words.
Yeah. I think it has no actual words. I think it's all pure made-up words. Except that I feel like what Nadir is doing is like, you know, I feel like they are making him look like Salvador Dali, and then they are giving him like Italian gibberish nonsense sounding stuff, and the fact that they wouldn't ever translate it, and my closed captioning referred to it as native dialogue.
That's problematic too.
And I was like, to where?
Yeah.
I think they just needed comic relief.
Is this how they speak on the Isle of the Dead?
I think they needed comic relief, and they just made it crazy. I'm going back to the side of the theater that is...
At your own
All right,
risk.
the Rogues Gallery over here. Let's see if we can pull us out. What's your name? What do you got?
Hello, guys. My name's Connor. Okay. And so with all this ADR, all this weird anachronistic dialogue, what stood out to you? I mean, Hey Nong Man got the, gosh, you sure are beautiful.
Yeah.
The other one, wrestler lady, Glow. Hey, Jafar says, go do your stuff.
I'm going to tell you, if anyone, I just got those AirPods, Max or whatever, and you do feel like you're in a surround sound theater. And I have to tell you, the movie with those is a whole different experience because you're hearing every, ow, ow. And in those the dead people that they're fighting, the first ones, the skeletons, they're like this.
How did the Oracle sound with noise canceling headphones? The Oracle was crazy too.
I don't remember him as much. But yeah, it's a whole. You really, I think the voiceover artists are the heroes of this movie.
Oh yeah,
truly, the fight
They really
people.
bring the heat.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got?
I just had a question. So what if when he fell down in the snake pit, what if he actually died and this was
Jacob's
like a
ladder scenario.
ladder?
Yep. Get out of here.
And then here we go.
I'm just gonna have security escort her out.
Bring us home, I guess. Let's see. What do you got?
All right. Name's Gavin. We established that this movie was originally 3 hours long, and then it was cut down to an hour and a half.
God bless.
So to try and make it less confusing, they added the mom and the daughter to fill in the gaps.
Wow.
Do we think when we're cutting down movies, as far as the Justice League, if we had established a mom and a daughter telling the story, could the J.J. Abrams version been better than the Snyder cut?
Look, this is a good Joss Whedon version.
Wait, do we think that they added it after? Is that
I'm
what
gonna
they
tell
did?
you. I actually know the whole thing. I'm going to come to you because I have a feeling you're going to have a good one. What? I'll tell you the whole thing, and I'll make it all make sense. Okay. All right. What do you got?
Okay. 2 questions about the love stories here. One, Poochie and the bald chef. Right?
In love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
2,
Absolutely.
Sinbad's love story. Did anybody involved in the production plan on that being part of the story at the beginning? Because that came out of absolutely fucking nowhere. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, Sinbad's getting married at the end.
That I will say it did seem to me that they rushed into those nuptials.
That was like the Love Is Blind type of scenario. They had just met.
I was very glad that they found each other. I believe in Sinbad and Kira, but like to get married that quickly is putting a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah,
right?
especially have they discussed that Sinbad's always on the road?
Right? Yes.
Is she going to travel with him?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
What is this? The Odyssey?
It felt very much like the end of Speed. It's like that relationship's not going to work out. Wait, we've switched off hands.
What is going on?
So my name's Ben.
Great.
My question was, at the end, in the great battle where they're fighting through the palace, we have this moment where Sinbad tells the bald cook and Nadir, you guys deal with the monster. And then they have a little bit of where they're like, yeah, we got to deal with the army. And then Nadir says it's gibberish. And, oh, yeah, we got to deal with the soldiers. Oh, no, we got to deal with the monster. Did I, have a dissociative break or something, or did we never see the monster?
What is the monster?
No, we never. This is what I'm saying. We don't see Sukra disappears after she literally says, "I can't wait to fight them."
Justice for Sukra.
And Jafar is like, "Oh, you like a battle," and then we don't ever see it. Okay,
I'm starting to
double
think.
justice for Sukra because for some reason after her first scene they put her in a weird hat. I loved her hair.
I loved her hair.
1989.
That was the hair I wanted in New Jersey in the 80s.
My question was, did her hair change or is that a different actor?
What?
There were times where I was like, is that the same actor? Or are they doing, because they were almost obfuscating her appearance at times. I don't know.
now think the T-shirt should be a 1989 presidential campaign with Sukra and Poochie. And
that's so great.
We want to see.
And they are
Sukra Poochie 89.
And they're part of the and it's what's the town's name?
By land
Basra?
and by sea. By land and by sea, something about America. All right.
Wait, something about America?
Yeah, because they're running for president.
Oh. No, I think they should be running for president of Basra.
Oh, Basra. Yeah.
Make
right?
Basra great again.
Make
Boo.
Maba.
The Mabas.
Maba.
All right. What do I again?
Boo? Boo?
By the way, thank you everybody for asking questions. Y'all did a great job. Y'all did a
job.
great job. You did a great job.
I loved it.
You guys are great.
Okay, so screenwriter Luigi Cozzi was originally set to direct this film in 3D in 1983.
Which would have been awesome when Lou Ferrigno is like, I'm coming for you, Jafar.
Yeah.
But what had happened is, before they started production, he was fired. And they replaced him with Enzo G. Castellari at the last minute, who changed Cozzi's script drastically. Okay? So then Castellari goes millions of dollars over budget and submits 3 hours of unusable footage. And they're like, well, we can't release this, right? So then after a couple years, like 3 or 4 years later, they go, maybe we just bring back that original director and see if he can do something with this. Wow. So they bring back Cozzi, who never shot a frame, but they said, can you
piece this
edit
together?
Yeah. And he goes, well, maybe. Give me $500,000 and I'll shoot some extra scenes, which was the mother and daughter scene and some other connective tissue to make it make sense.
Wow.
In 1980s, $500,000 to shoot that bedroom scene?
Yeah. Well, you see.
Check that guy's pockets.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
he's Italian. You know what I mean? Edit!
What do you mean? What do you mean about that? What do you mean about Italians?
Mafia, baby.
Mafia. Okay.
And I also think they added music and lasers. So the other thing that he added in was he actually found old stock footage of a movie called Leader of the Moon Men.
This is weird.
Yes. So he actually found stock footage from Hercules Against the Moon Men from 1964 and used the bad guy of that, the leader of the Moon Men, for one of the villains in this movie. I believe that was the Oracle who told them to go to different places. So then they used light effects and voiceover to change it enough. And then...
Christ.
This is wild.
What a lot of effort to go. Like, why not just build some, like puppets?
Yeah, no. And then finally, Lou Ferrigno has said this is his favorite film that he's ever made.
God bless him. God bless him.
Well, I mean, he probably was like living in Italy for months at a time. I bet this was a blast.
Yeah, it probably was. He's so happy.
To put some context on it,
It's a happy
the
family.
reason why they shelved this movie and then kind of pulled it back out is because Canon Films needed to make money because they had just made Masters of the Universe and Superman 4, and those are such big flops. They're like, we got to put something, like, just throw more shit out there because maybe $1 will come back. So that's the story
What
of
a
this
backstory.
movie. Yeah, it's an intense backstory there, and the original director, the guy who directed the unusable footage, Enzo Castellari, did also make the film The Inglourious Bastards, which Quentin Tarantino gave him a small cameo in and a special thanks because Quentin Tarantino had to buy the rights to his film so they could have the same title.
Wow.
Incredible.
Yeah, so that is all the stuff there. That is a very big...
That's great.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Well, with all it went through, knowing the journey it took, the many seas that it traveled to get to be this film,
7 of them.
I'm really proud of it. I think they
You're
really
proud of it?
they strung something together.
You're proud of it.
You know, it's like when you're on your way to school and like your fucking planet, your planet project falls apart and you're like, shit, I got to get this back together, and you get something that looks a little bit like the solar system, you know?
Why do I feel like that's an episode of the Brady Bunch? That's not your real life. That's an episode of the literal Brady Bunch. Here's the thing that I found interesting, which was the line that Jafar couldn't quite sell to me, the only line, because I thought it was incredible, was, in the name of all that is evil, budge. Budge. I was like, is he saying budge?
Budge.
What a strange word to try and exclaim.
Here's another
budge.
Here's another great line of his. I can trust no one, let alone a woman.
Here is my favorite line.
Now I'm getting it. Now I'm on Jafar's side.
My favorite line of Jafar was when he was hiding and going, "No, don't come any closer. No." Like they're
That's
playing
a really good Jafar impression.
Oh, thank you. Not as good as our person dressed as Jafar. Now, let's see. There have never been a more scary moment in my life than to say this.
Oh, boy. Do we have to? Skip it.
Skip it!
She gets it.
She gets it, all right.
Obviously, we've had opinions about this movie, but there are people out there with a second opinion. It is now time, God help us, for second opinions.
All right, my name is John. I've got another impression to make on this movie. Ferrigno's flexing his pecs all day with his pal Poochie. The horniest move it doesn't show any boobs. I'm gonna give it 5 stars, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star review on Amazon and 5 star, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star review.
Nice.
Amazing.
Wow.
Boise, you brought the heat. You redeemed yourself.
Great job to all the Katies, all the Gabbies. Everybody did great.
This is what we get. It's a music festival, not an ask question festival. So,
but we will be back for your springtime Ask Question Festival.
So much fun. So many different question tents. All right. So the average prime rating of this is 4.3 out of 5 stars.
And when you say prime rating, you don't mean the Logan Paul drink, right?
I mean, now that yeah, because I'm always like, the prime is the best drink of all time.
Yes.
So I'm always like,
so now everything is out of 5 primes?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
117 reviews, 64% are 5-star, only 4% are 1-star. And I will say this, the second opinions tonight will sound like the questions from the audience. Franzi W. writes, in 2006, that's a really, really good movie. Buy this DVD. and you will not repent it. 5 stars.
You won't repent it?
You won't repent it.
Wow.
Vaxia wrote in 2020, Jafar, I'm coming for you. And you know it. Including, skilled pillow talk. Take notes, featuring, I always wear my purple pants to town. And a hot air balloon. The title of this, I've watched hundreds of films. 5 stars.
Weird.
That one is...
Like, I feel like that person wrote that while having a stroke.
Yes.
That's the last thing they said.
This one is this one is from Our Deal. Lou Ferrigno acted his heart out as Sinbad.
Truth.
Representing not 1, nor 2, but all 7 C's. In this feel-good movie of the decade, Sinbad makes me love being a man.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes. I get it.
I don't want to give away too much, but yes, there is some Sinbad on Sinbad action.
Ooh, mommy!
And the princess is so hot. Preteen boys could so watch this at sleepovers after the parents fall asleep.
This is Creep City.
And then
big time.
Continues by saying, and Sinbad is hot too. Everybody's happy. Gotta go, ... outside.
What?
5 stars.
Oh my God!
What does
Why?
outside mean?
Why is he outside
Gotta go.
here?
Cool down?
Outside?
Is he here now?
Gotta
Where
go,
is he?
means I turned myself on so much writing this review.
Yeah.
I've got to go jerk off.
But outside?
Well, I mean, that is what a creep would do.
It's true.
Now, this is a first and second opinions. There is no review. This is only the title. I've never seen this before. My name is Tim Bergman. When you sold me Sinbad, it was in Spanish. I am not Spanish. I am English, Tim. 5 stars.
That's a haiku.
Wait a second. I'm looking over there and it says, I'm from Boise. Weird.
Oh, my
Interesting.
God.
Interesting. Maybe
I am English,
maybe
Tim.
using a computer at the library to post that review.
Holy cow. This movie, what a treat.
Wow.
It does...
You got a good one.
You got something. You got one for the record books. Would you recommend this movie, Jason?
Fuck
Jess?
yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Like I said, it's like not even an hour and a half. It's dumb as hell, but like very watchable.
Yeah.
In ways that are truly confounding.
Yeah.
I will say that
it doesn't answer any of the questions I had, which kept me interested. The
Yeah.
movie is playing hard to get.
Jess?
Absolutely. You know what I'd like to do is have like a Sunday gathering and just put this on in the background. You know, there's no threat of zombies in it. There's no threat of anything. You have a smile on your
There's
face.
kind of zombies in it.
Yeah, there's definitely the
Yeah.
undead.
But they're not scary. They're fun.
The slime
yeah,
monster, the rock monster. By the way, this man never uses his sword. He always takes it out and then immediately throws it away.
Yeah,
He
doesn't
throws
need
it away or it breaks on the first thing. The other thing that is constantly happening throughout all the battle sequences is they're just dropping in the sounds of clattering swords.
Yeah.
Even when no swords have
Or
hit.
clattering, I know.
Like, it'll
Clang,
be
clang,
like
clang,
somebody
clang,
will
clang,
punch someone, it'll be like clang, clang. And it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's not what just happened.
So go ahead. You want to play it in the background?
Thing, and the other thing would be fun is to do like a costume party where everyone comes dressed as a character.
Ooh, I like
You
this.
know, that would be fun. I also feel like if you told me that the costume designer was given $50 and said to go to Party City and just see what they could find, and they built a story around that, I would believe it.
The best set is the set in like Jafar's like
The
little
studio.
the studio,
the,
yeah.
where the princess is captive in the machine.
Which makes me think that the director who came back on board might have shot those scenes as well.
And it was available.
Right.
Somebody else had it. It was like Buck Rogers had like a
Yes.
side swing set.
That would also...
That was another one. Boy, oh boy.
By the way,
did I want to get it from both ends by Buck Rogers. That's right. Yeah, baby.
Ends.
Yeah, baby.
Clearly, that set was not meant to be fully like shot around, like because he's walking around the lava pit, and it's like, well, I guess the lava pit's only a small circle in this room. Like it's not like he's.
I didn't know until the end of the movie they were in an active volcano.
Yeah,
had no idea.
Wait,
Cool
they
as hell.
were? What?
Yeah, he throws them into molten lava at the end.
You don't just have lava around without a volcano, do you? Can you? Wait, real talk.
Wait,
can you have
were they in a volcano?
Can
Do
you
we
have
ever
just
get
like-
an establishing
Can you
shot
have a bunch
of that?
of like lava and magma and no volcano?
No, I mean I guess you go deep underground.
Yes, of course. Okay.
Well, again, one plot hole.
What maybe supports this theory that these are reshoots is that Sucre maybe never fights Lou Ferrigno because they never worked on the movie together.
Right.
Like she
Right.
and Jafar shot all that stuff later.
Right, because that's the only scenes that are not ADR'd too, which makes me think he
Somebody
had
else
enough money.
did
He's
this.
like $500,000. I'll record audio on the day, and I'll give you a great mother-daughter story.
Yeah, and by then, Sucre's like has 3 kids and is living in Boise.
By the way-
she's like giving up acting. She's like, fuck this noise. Let
the
me
way-
go live a quieter life.
I will say it is kind of progressive to have it be a mother-daughter telling this story, like in a way, right? I mean,
sure.
No,
sure.
Everything's wrong with if you told me that woman abducted that child and that they are on the run.
Boy, wouldn't that be interesting? Like if the blue curtain fell away and they are in like a post-apocalyptic.
Yes.
Like it's
there are zombies outside.
It's Station 11.
And she's like, go to sleep. Go
to sleep. Mommy, does Sinbad save them?
Yeah.
Will Sinbad save me?
Yeah.
we hope he does. I loved it. I just thought that once we got to the Island of the Dead, I was like, wow, we're still
It's very
here.
repetitive.
We're
It's
still
very
You
repetitive.
can't fight 2 separate dead armies.
You also can't just fight slow. Like
can't fight
they get
slow.
slower as the movie goes on. That's
they're
not
dead.
fun.
Well, and there's a lot of just like even the hand to hand is just like it's not. There's no fight choreography. There's nothing really going on.
They might not have had the budget for it.
Certainly not.
You know.
But what a great film!
Wow.
Jason, want to promote anything?
Yeah, I'll shout out Invincible Season 3 on Amazon Prime. Just wrapped up. I was walking here, and 2 lovely young men were like, "Are you Rexplode?" And I was like, "Wow." To
I
be
like that.
recognized as an animated character was
pretty good.
Pretty cool. Also, Taskmaster, UK. That's right. UK panel show Taskmaster. I'm on season 19. It's coming out May 1st or May 2nd or something like that. So get involved. It's on YouTube. Why? It just is. So
Love
watch it on YouTube.
But you can
shitheads.
also get that Taskmaster app, which I get, which I love, and you get Taskmaster Kids on there. You get everything commercial
Taskmaster
free.
Jr. is fantastic.
So good.
And then one more thing. The final season of Big Mouth will be starting in May. Here we go.
Yeah.
Season 8. We're going to be fucking some pillows.
Always.
Jess, what do you got?
Some pillows.
Hellos.
If you haven't checked out the deep dive with Ms. June, Diane Raphael, and I, please come if you want to join the Deep Dive Academy of Significance. We'd love to have you. Enrollment is pending. Accreditation, our university, and The Art of Small Talk, which I wrote with Casey Wilson. So you can get that on Spotify, iTunes, whatever.
Every week, every Monday, the dark web is live on YouTube, also completely free. Rob Hubel and I exploring the dark web. So much stuff that we find from touchless knockdowns from karate experts to a guy vehemently saying you never need to brush your teeth. We find the weirdest shit on the internet and we put it up for you. And then I thank everybody for buying my book. And if you want to get a personalized version of my book, you can go to the website. And I appreciate you all in the libraries. I've been supporting the book. Thank you so much. It's been so awesome. You have been an amazing crowd. Thank you for coming out. I know it's a little tricky to get tickets for this thing, so we appreciate you being here. Thank you, Jason Mantzoukas, Jessica St. Clair. I'm Paul Scheer. Good night.
Eat shit, Boise.
That's our show, but please don't go. We have a couple of very important announcements. First of all, one of the best shirts that we've ever made happened in Boise. You can go get that shirt of Sucra and Poochie under the banner of Library in our merch store at our How Did This Get Made website. You can get it as a sticker, a coffee mug, whatever you want. I love this design. It really was a banger. I wanted to talk about something a little bit serious right now. You know that we've been doing this show for a very long time. The movies that we pick on this show have been credited to one person. Her name is Avril Halley, and she has been the rock, the hidden feature of How Did This Get Made. She has been with us for over a decade, and she is fighting brain cancer right now. And we would love it, and she would love it, if you could send some words of support, fan art, anything to lift up her spirits. We have sent videos and songs. People have just written her emails. It really makes a giant difference. And she's not asking for anything more than just a couple minutes of your time to send her some good wishes. You can send those good wishes to Andrew at moviebitches.xyz, or you can actually send something in the mail to Avril at P.O. Box 641, Agora Hills, California, 91376-0641. All this information is on our Discord. It is also on our How Did This Get Made pages. Support Avril for all the amazing stuff that she has brought to us. We are rooting for her in this battle. We just send her so much love. We absolutely are in her corner every step of the way. We love you, Avril, and we can't wait to have you back. It sounds silly to transition to anything else after that, but I will say we had an amazing time at the Morrison Center in Boise. We will be back. Our tour manager, Beth Thomas. Thank you, Beth. Thank you to our EP, Cody Fisher, who stepped in to help edit this show down. I also will tell you that Jason Mantzoukas is on Taskmaster this season. You can watch it on YouTube. It is a fantastic season. He is great on it. My book just came out in paperback, Joyful Recollections of Trauma. It is a New York Times bestseller. And for those of you who bought the book, let me tell you, my website is now decked out. I have a gigantic show and tell section. I have old sketches from UCB shows. I have me meeting Michael Landon. All elements of my book are now kind of shown in a much bigger way. And the book also, the paperback, has 20 extra pages. So for all you UCB nerds, I go into a lot more detail about that. I also go into some detail about how my parents get me terrible gifts for Christmas. So check out my website, paulscheer.com. You can check out all the show and tell stuff there involving my book. And if you have not bought the book, what a great chance to do it. You can get it right now. And if you want it personalized, you can head over to Chevalier's and I will sign it and personalize it to you, whatever you want. Also, make sure you're watching the dark web every single week. And guess what, people? We're coming to Vancouver. That's right. We're coming to Vancouver in July. So keep your ears and eyes open. Vancouver, early July. Get ready for it. All right, we'll see you soon, everybody. And remember, if you have any corrections and omissions for Sinbad and the Seven Seas, you can send them to our Discord at discord.gg/hdtgm or give me a call at 619-PAUL-ASK. That's right, 619-PAUL-ASK. And remember, if you're listening to our show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please make sure you're subscribed to our feed and have automatic downloads turned on. That's all. We just need you to do that. It helps with our ratings, okay? We're not asking you to buy anything. Just help with our ratings. Anyway, last but not least, I got to thank our entire team who the show couldn't be done without. I'm talking about our producers, Scott Sawney, Molly Reynolds, our movie-picking producer, as I've mentioned before, Avril Halley, our engineer, Casey Holford, and Jess Cisneros, who makes our social media videos. That's all I got, people. We'll see you next week on Last Looks. Bye for now.